good evening, everybody out there. This is Pucks from the Pine Tree Pod. My name is Benjamin Kennedy. Happy Saturday evening to everybody out there tonight. Thank you for listening. Exciting day for me on a personal level and professional level. Earlier today, there was a Facebook post that went out and wanted to follow up on that with everybody tonight and provide a little bit more detail. But earlier today, I did accept a role with Black and Gold Productions. They are a media company out of Massachusetts. They cover the Boston Bruins along with all their affiliated, farm teams, Providence and the Maine Mariners. Um, they do. They have a podcast network. They have journalism on their own website, fully credentialed for all three teams, and they have offered me a position with their company. I am so excited about this opportunity and just couldn't wait to get on camera tonight to share it with everybody. Um, the role that I'm taking with Black and Gold is basically I'm going to be their main Mariners reporter. Um, I personally feel like, and I think the company agrees that the Mariners just haven't been covered, as consistently as they should be. And really, this role is going to provide that consistent, regular coverage for this team that just hasn't been there for quite some time. And to that note, I do think it's just such an exciting time for the Mariners, with their new ownership coming in. And listen, we know that Portland's a little jaded when it comes to pro hockey. There's a long history with professional hockey in the city, but when you go back to how the original Maine Mariners left, and then the Portland Pirates come in, have a good run here. We can talk later on about the whole Civic Center debacle and the renovations that happened, and the year they had to spend in Lewiston, and then suddenly, boop, they're off to Springfield. Um, Kind of left a bitter taste in everybody's mouth. So great to see the Maine Mariners back in the city, for these last number of years, and we got to keep them here. And that's going to come from support, from the fan base, which it is a very good fan base. When you go to games, it's a pretty good, full house for most contests there. But part of it is getting them the coverage, getting them the media coverage and the media support that they probably don't get when you can compare them to, of course, the Boston Bruins or even the UMaine for that matter. I think probably the Black Bears get potentially more coverage at times than the Mariners do. So that's going to be my job. That's going to be my role is to give them the coverage they deserve, and I just can't wait. I am just so excited. So really, what this entails for me is going to be covering all things Mariners, really game reviews, interviews with the players and coaches, breaking news, along with other kind of interesting stories or history or essentially anything else that comes up with the Mariners. So there will be a writing element to this. I will be posting articles on the Black and Gold website. I do have that running down below here tonight on the video. And we are going to be creating a new podcast specifically for this whole entity, this whole Maine Mariners piece. That is being created. Mark, the owner, has given me some license to create a new name and create a kind of a new content podcast here for the whole thing. So um, going to be excited. A lot of work to do on that, but can't wait to get that out there and get that going. So, we'll be a media credential space, so I'll be able to go to the Mariner games, like I said, be able to build those relationships with the organization, with the players, and with the coaches, and hopefully that will lead to some really good content, really good videos, and a chance to promote these guys. These are some really hardworking players, really hardworking coaches that certainly don't get the love that the players in Providence or the players certainly in Boston, the NHL get. So I can't wait to uh, just get in there and start building these relationships with the team, with the players. Uh, so that's kind of the nuts and bolts of it. This new podcast is going to be part of this Black and Gold group, but they also have their Cyclone Sports Podcast Network that's part of the B&G family. So this new podcast will be part of that. Um, Going to be a lot of fun. Going to be a little bit of work up front, but I can't tell you just how excited I am, how pumped up I am for this. So some questions that I was already getting today is, what does this mean for Pucks from the Pine Tree? We're just about 2 months into this podcast. We are now up over 500 subscribers here on YouTube. So it's been really nice growth here over the past few weeks. The good news is that I'm going to continue to run this podcast as well. Continue to create content here, on this network, on this channel. And however, there's going to be some changes to what my initial plan was. My initial goal was to, as we got into the season, to cover every Boston Bruins game as far as a game review, um, cover more, kind of Maine Mariners was part of that, high school hockey, PWHL, and kind of do kind of a broad spectrum. That plan's going to have to shift, of course, a little bit, where my schedule is really going to have to be in line with the Maine Mariners. I think it's a 72 game schedule. Um, so I'm not going to be able to promise covering every Boston Bruins game, of course. I'm not going to be able to watch every Bruins game live like I'm used to. But we've got a lot of other great guys doing that here in the BNG family, and certainly all sorts of other guys out there as well. Of course, I always talk about the hockey guy out in British Columbia. He does game reviews of all the hockey games, all the NHL stuff. So, but there'll be a lot of good content through the BNG family that you're looking for that, and I'm not here to cover it, we'll have somebody there covering all of that. Um, but I am going to continue on with my season previews as I've been doing. Nashville is up next, hoping to have that out to everybody tomorrow, and I will continue to cover NHL news and NHL stories as they pop up. I am still hoping to have some new main features and also hoping to get into some high school hockey as time allows. There's a couple of local writers here in the Portland area I'm hoping to reach out to on the high school side when that season starts. I think it'd be great to have kind of that local flavor and give that some coverage as well. And I think the overall idea is for Pucks from the Pine Tree to become part of the BNG Cyclone Sports kind of family of podcast network, or networks and channels. So I do believe that you'll be able to find my own content on their network as well. So that's also just really really exciting. What the growth that we're going to be able to experience, combining with them and being part of their family. A lot of guys doing a lot of work, and meeting with Mark today. I told him, hey, I knew of you guys. I had, read a lot of your articles and watched, a number of the podcasts from their creators over the last kind of couple of years. So I was familiar with them, and it's really, like I said, I'm over the moon excited. It's humbling. Thank you to Mark, you really for entrusting me with this opportunity. I don't have a media background. I sell paint for a living. That's my day-to-day job. And it's a good job and I like it. I enjoy it. Um, when I started this podcast, I never expected anything like this to come from it. And I'm still just a little stunned, but super super excited. And again, Mark, thank you for entrusting me with this. And I just can't wait to get started. Can't wait to get going. Um, again, for everybody that reached out to me on all the social media today, I really appreciate all that love. I do promise to respond to as many people as I can. Um, and yeah, hope this kind of provides a little bit more detail that I wasn't able to provide earlier today. So, yeah, been a good day. Been a good day. Couple just small news and notes. From some Maine-based pieces here. A couple of days ago, we did have our pride of Maine, New York Islanders, Oliver Wahlstrom, Maine native, did get a new contract there with the New York Islanders, 1 year, $1 million deal. Listen, he's 24 years old. Last year, played in 32 games, had 2 goals, 4 assists, 6 total points. Back in 18, he was a number 11 overall pick of the Islanders. When you go back and you look at his 21-22 season, he really felt like he was ascending his game. I think he played 72 or 73 games that year, had his best point totals that year. So it really looked like he was on an upward trajectory. In the last couple of years, just for whatever reasons, he's been a healthy scratch. I think he did deal with some injuries in there too. Um, hasn't been able to quite find his footing, but the Islanders do re-up him. hopefully he can find a spot on that bottom six someplace and get his game going again. Because again, he's only 24, so there's still time for him. And like I always say, I love seeing these Maine guys out there. He is from the Southern Maine area, so it'd be great to see him uh, get his game back and going in the right direction. We also have a little bit of ECHL news. UMaine's Ben Poussin signs with the Greenville Swamp Rabbits. So congrats to Ben, his first pro contract after 5 seasons at Orono. Did play in 155 games over those years, had 31 goals, 41 assists for 72 points. So again, a big congrats to Ben on that first pro contract. Hopefully he can grow his game and be another Humainer, out there, Humane grad playing some pro hockey. So that's really all I have for kind of news today. As I said, I'm working on my Nashville preview. We're going to hopefully get that out tomorrow night. Um, Talk about Steven Stamkos and um, how just ridiculous it's going to be to see him in that bright yellow jersey. It's going to just be bizarre. But can't wait to get into that one. I think they've got a lot of runway this year to be a very, very strong, very scary team. So again, guys, thank you so much for all the love today and just the support here on this channel. If you are liking and enjoying what you're hearing, please don't forget to hit like and subscribe. And until next time, be kind, show love, and God bless.